It was exactly 2 a.m. The lonely highway through the Blackwood Forest in Ohio was covered in a thick blanket of fog. My name is Ethan. I have been an investigator for 10 years, but what I experienced that night changed everything I knew about reality. My old sedan was moving slowly. The engine's hum was the only sound in the dead silence. Suddenly, my headlights caught something. A dark figure was standing in the middle of the road. I slammed on the brakes. The tires screeched against the gravel, stopping just inches away from the shadow. The figure did not move. He wore an old, long coat. His head was hanging low, as if his neck was broken. I slowly rolled down my window. A cold breeze rushed in, smelling like rotting wood. I asked in a trembling voice, "Hello? Do you need help? What are you doing out here alone?" There was no answer. After a few seconds, the man slowly raised his hand. His fingers were abnormally long, like pale, thin branches. He pointed toward a narrow, dark path leading into the deep forest. At that exact moment, my car radio turned on by itself. Through the loud static noise, a distorted voice whispered, "Go back, Ethan. He is waiting for you." My blood ran cold. That voice belonged to my father, who had disappeared on this very road 5 years ago. I desperately tried to shift the gears, but the car wouldn't move. It felt like an invisible force was pinning the car to the ground. Then I heard a soft tap on my window. That faceless entity was now standing right beside me. He had no eyes, just 2 deep, dark holes staring into my soul. I closed my eyes and screamed, but no sound came out. I don't know how long I was unconscious. When I opened my eyes, I was no longer in my car. I was standing in front of a massive, decaying Victorian house. The walls were blackened, as if an ancient curse was rotting the very wood. The thick fog of the forest surrounded the house like a death trap. I felt a strange pull. My brain told me to run, but my legs moved toward the door against my will. The door creaked open on its own as soon as I touched it. A damp, dark smell hit me instantly. In the corner of the living room, an old gramophone was playing a song. It was a lullaby my mother used to sing to me, but the lyrics were different now. The melody was mixed with the sound of distant crying. I tried to turn on my flashlight, but it was dead. I began to climb the stairs. Every step sounded like a human scream. On the walls, there were family photos, but everyone's faces had been carved out with a knife. A strange blue light was coming from under a door on the 2nd floor. I pushed the door open, trembling with fear. In the middle of the room, a large dining table was set. My father, mother, and little sister were sitting there. They were perfectly still, like wax dolls. I tried to call them, but I saw that their lips were sewn shut with black thread. Suddenly, they all turned their heads mechanically toward me. Their eyes were completely white. They whispered through their sewn mouths, "Ethan, sit down. Your chair was waiting. We have been hungry for years. Tonight, we feast." I turned and ran as fast as I could. The corridor seemed to stretch forever. The more I ran, the further the doors moved away. Suddenly, the floor beneath my feet felt soft and wet. I looked down and saw the floor was made of raw meat and blood. I felt thousands of invisible hands grabbing my ankles. The whole house began to shake, and a thick, black liquid started leaking from the walls. The walls themselves were sobbing. I jumped through a window, shattering the glass. I ran blindly through the fog and the trees. The thorns tore my skin, but I didn't stop. Finally, my strength gave out, and I collapsed onto the highway. I saw the yellow glow of headlights in the distance. I used my last bit of energy to wave for help. The car screeched to a halt in front of me. A man stepped out of the car. When he knelt down beside me, I couldn't believe my eyes. The man looked exactly like me. He was wearing my blue shirt and my father's old watch. He looked into my terrified eyes and gave a demonic smile. His teeth were sharper than a human's. He whispered in a calm, broken voice, "Ethan, the loop is complete. 2 Ethans cannot stay in this hell." One travels back in the car, and the other becomes the shadow in the trees. Before I could say a word, I felt my body fading away like smoke. I couldn't move or speak. My existence merged with the fog of the highway. I was now the shadow in the long coat. In the distance, I saw another pair of headlights. I knew the man inside that car was also named Ethan. I raised my long, pale hand and pointed toward the dark path in the forest. The cycle will never end, for the Blackwood Forest always finds its prey.